That's one issue I would like to discuss. In this convention as well. It's something that's a topic that we have talking about it, particularly in one segment. I think we banned the leaders can't make any statement about it. And I think I'm great. Whatever it is.
World Boxing Association President Gavant Davis has officially revoked Gavant Davis's boxing license following the controversial mid-round incident in his fight against Layman Roach earlier this month. This decision has sparked intense backlash, with critics accusing the organization of double standards. Many believe that referee Steve Willis, the judges, and the technical review team played a role in robbing Roach of what should have been his 26th career victory.
Right.
But you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat won't get in your eye, blood won't get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref. You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No,
The WBA had a crucial opportunity to restore its credibility and demonstrate impartiality, but instead, it disappointed the entire boxing community. The bias toward Gavant Davis, the A-side in the fight, was evident despite the human and technical errors that marred the bout. After reviewing the situation, the organization refused to overturn the result in favor of Layman Roach, leading to a wave of intense criticism from fight fans and boxing professionals who expressed their frustration over the WBA's handling of the controversy. In response, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza ultimately chose not to change the fight's outcome but has now revoked Davis's license. Additionally, any possibility of an immediate rematch has been suspended for a full year as Davis serves his punishment for what the WBA deemed negligence.
There's nothing that we can say which control or reality, which one is dangerous and which one is not. I look for whatever things that are follow. Then I look on the second one. We're starting with this and now coming ahead. I do believe that not only a lot of professionals participating.
However, this wasn't the WBA's initial stance. After Gavant Davis was humbled by WBA super featherweight champion Layman Roach Jr. on March 1, a fight that saw Davis's perfect record blemished by a majority draw, the organization appeared hesitant to take action. Fans erupted in outrage over a controversial moment in the 9th round when Davis unexpectedly took a knee. Referee Steve Willis initially began a standing 10 count but then ruled it a no knockdown, despite the apparent confusion. It was later revealed that grease from Davis had dripped into his eyes, temporarily impairing his vision. Regardless, the incident directly influenced the scoring, ultimately preventing Roach Jr. from securing a rightful victory. Following the controversy, the New York State Athletic Commission intervened.
What you was thinking when Tank did that when he took the knee? What you was thinking when he took the knee?
I can't speak.
Can't speak on that?
Yeah.
He did some bullshit though?
I can't speak.
No personal opinion?
The commission revealed that a technical issue had prevented officials from reviewing the moment during the fight. However, after receiving a formal appeal from Roach's team, the commission reopened its investigation, an inquiry that, under ideal circumstances, should have resulted in the draw being overturned into a victory for Roach. In a now-deleted article from the WBA website, the organization attempted to defend Willis's controversial decision. The article argued that, from their perspective, his ruling was neither unreasonable nor unjustifiable, stating that Willis made the call in real time, believing that Davis had not been struck by a punch before going down. Therefore, no knockdown should have been recorded.
That's one thing regarding the rest, hoping to enjoy China and enjoying this convention.
Judges, by regulation, must follow the referee's rulings. They do not have the authority to override his decisions on knockdowns. Some skeptics have suggested that Willis's call unfairly favored Gavant Davis, but we do not subscribe to that notion, the article stated. Since this report surfaced, the World Boxing Association has faced intense backlash, which may explain why the article was quietly removed from their website. However, the justification provided in the piece only fueled further controversy, becoming a major point of contention within the boxing community. In response to the growing outrage, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza Jr. was ultimately forced to issue an official statement addressing the situation directly.
You know, obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
An opinion piece from a contributor to the WBA boxing website attempted to justify the controversy, but WBA President Gilberto Mendoza quickly distanced the organization from it. Mendoza clarified, he doesn't belong to any committee or have any influence or opinion in any matter of our association. Meanwhile, Layman Roach Jr. voiced his frustration on social media, tweeting, "If y'all think Buddy was off for some stuff or had an off night, that stuff is just different there with me. I told y'all from the start, just because I and everybody else too feel like I won, you're acting like I said he was easy work or some stuff."
And that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it, but after that, you can see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you can see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with, and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you can see me, because I'm right beside him, you can see me like...
Following the uproar, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza began pushing for an immediate rematch between Gavant Davis and Layman Roach after their controversial majority draw. Mendoza believed the controversy was too significant to overlook. "I think there's not going to be any doubt about having a rematch on this. We need to send a strong message," he stated. Though the WBA formally ordered the fight, Davis was given 120 days to settle things in the ring once again. Roach, the major underdog in their first encounter, now awaits his shot at redemption.